How'd you fall in the creek? Huh? You gonna go do that again, or was once enough for you? Once was enough? Or do you see something? Where's the squirrel? Go get the squirrel. Yeah, it's got to be there somewhere. Go get it. Jeez, I'll beat. Well, good morning. It is June 3rd, Thursday. We didn't make a video yesterday. I went down to the valley and took care of some stuff. All that was awaiting you really is a pile of bills. Got an Osprey here around camp. And sometime in the next couple hours, my sister will be arriving. Spend 3 days, 3 or 4 days, can't remember for sure. And that'll give me 2 days left before I gotta head back. We're only allowed to stay up here 14 days, so. Yeah, it looked like the Osprey left. It went down the creek and landed in another treetop down there a ways, so. It's surveying the creek for fish. So here in a bit we'll be cooking some breakfast. I'm as hot as it's getting now. Boy, I had such high hopes when I got up. I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be one of them nice 70-degree days with some overcast skies, and yeah, that faded real fast. So we'll probably just cook something quick and easy, probably some little egg bites or egg omelets, whatever you want to call them, in the coals here, and maybe a biscuit or two, and wait for my sister to show up. We got those little horsetail clouds again, which means there's gonna be a storm coming, which will be nice. Boy, it's hot up here. Well, the creek sure sounds good this morning. You see the little dog beach with my lawn chair in it. But until the clouds roll in from this next storm, it's going to be a hot one, so. But I'm sure we'll find some kind of adventure somewhere, besides fighting off the deer flies and the mosquitoes. Well, since our last biscuit cook, I thought I'd change it up. Since I'm having a hard time keeping the coals on the top of these little things, I'm going to try putting it next to that chunk of coals there that are built up, so it'll be above it. Well, that's hot. We'll do 2 of these today. And I'll just have to watch them real careful so I don't burn them. Yep, they're all cooked. Let's see what they taste like. Yeah, there's the finished product. As you can see all the ham and cheese. In this one I've got Canadian bacon, cheese, some garlic scape, and a little bit of green onion. Yeah, let's give this thing a bite. We got Shane in the background back there. Really good. These little mini Dutch ovens are awesome contraptions. Well, the weather's changed. It's like those little clouds promised this morning. It's settled in, and it feels really good. Thunder sounds really good. And we had to pull over for a major rainstorm.
That shapes like a twister.
Yeah, what a day. Hopefully you guys can hear the thunder in the background. Those are the Boulder Mountains. And we got Shane and Kelly back there. in their new bike. But despite all the rain and wind we had, it's actually kind of a nice day up here. Yeah, guys, this rain's gonna be bad. Yeah, the rain and the thunder and lightning just increasing as the day goes by. I think we're all going to head back to camp and probably have dinner and see what happens next. Boy, what a beautiful afternoon it's turned into. Now that most of those thunderstorms have blew out of the area. Got a little sun playing reflection and shadow on the water, and yeah, just beautiful. Well, guys, after all that rain, we're gonna run up to Kane Creek Trailhead. for an evening ride. As far as I know, we'll just sit around the fire tonight. So let's meet you up there on the road. Well, there's the first deer of the night. She is right in somebody's camp. Right in that camp there's a little van. This is that lake Dylan went up to that's got waterfalls all around it, falling down off them big peaks and stuff. Yeah, he said that lake was really, really pretty up there. You gotta walk somewhere up there. You're walking along a cliff edge, so the trail's going right along the edge, and you can look down. But I don't know. We didn't know any of this stuff when we were kids, that there was a lake back in there.
Was there even a trail here then?
I think so. We just never came over here, and you didn't have no way to know there was even a lake here unless you.
Well, I told Shane, how did we miss this trail when we was here? But we went up on the high part up there. On that trail,
that's back down that way. Yeah, it's a pretty dry, but boy, is it a rough bugger. Well, we made it to King Creek Trailhead. That is a pretty drive, but boy is it rough. Got that big old devil's bedstead in the background and beaver dams and deer. So hopefully you liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, comment, and share. And until next time, see you later.